Okay, first grade, here's Diesel Dog, and he's going to listen to me read to you Junie B., first grader, Dumb Bunny. Junie B., first grader, Dumb Bunny. Chapter 1, Dumb Bunnies and Clocks. There's May and Junie B. Dear first grade journal, dumb bunny, dumb bunny, dumb bunny. I'm not allowed to say dumb bunny on account of my teacher heard me call May that on the playground, and he said for me to knock it off. Only here is something I just thought of. Even if I can't say dumb bunny out loud, I can still think it inside my head, because heads are silent, which is what I like about heads. I'm going to try it out right now. I put down my pencil and I looked at May, and then I squinted my eyes real teensy, and I thought to the name to myself. Dumb bunny, dumb bunny, dumb bunny, dumb bunny. May looked suspicious at me. What are you doing, Junie Jones? Why are you squinting like that? She asked. Stop it right now. Stop that squinting. I paused my squint. I'm not just squinting at you, May. I'm also thinking a name about you inside my head. But you don't even know what name I'm thinking, 'cause heads are silent, which is what I like about heads, I said. May frowned. I started my squint again. Dumb bunny, dumb bunny, dumb bunny, dumb bunny, dumb bunny, I thought. After I finished, I brushed my hands together, very satisfied. There, that ought to hold me for a while, I said. May kept on frowning, and then blam! She exploded out of her chair, and she zoomed to the front of the room. Mr. Scary, Junie B. called me that name again. I know she did. Only she thought it inside her head, and that is just plain sneaky. Mr. Scary was writing in his desk. He closed his eyes and did a big breath. May, what are our 3 new rules about tattling? He asked. You and I came up with 3 new rules to control your tattling. Remember? Can you tell me what they are, please? May stood there for a real long time. She did not like the 3 new rules, I believe. Finally, she started to say them. Rule number 1, count to 20 before I tattle, she grumped. Mr. Scary nodded. Yes, May. Excellent, he said. That's the first one. Go on. Rule number 2, said May. If I still feel like tattling, count to 20 again. Mr. Scary did a thumbs up. Yes, good. And rule number 3? May sucked in her cheeks. Rule number 3. If I still feel like tattling after that, go home, eat dinner, go to bed, wake up, eat breakfast, come back to school, raise my hand to tattle, and then put my hand over my mouth. And please be quiet, she said. Mr. Scary clapped his hands. Perfect! You've got it! Those are exactly the rules that we talked about, aren't they? He said. I'm very proud of you for remembering them. He stood up and walked her back to her chair. You have a great memory for rules, May, he said. But the next step is to actually follow the rules, okay? And I don't believe you've counted to 20 this time, did you? I leaned over and tapped on him. I can vouch for that, I said. There was definitely no counting. Mr. Scary frowned at me. I'll deal with you in a minute, Miss Jones, he said. You and I are going to review the rules on name calling. I did a gulp. But I didn't even call her a name, Mr. Scary. All I did was think a name in my head, I said. May flashed her angry eyes. No, you did not just think it, Junie Jones. You told me you were thinking it, and that is exactly like saying it. Almost, she said. She went on. Plus, you didn't even think it quietly. You thought it so loud I could hear it in your brain. May looked up at Mr. Scary. My ears were tested last year in kindergarten, she said. The nurse said that I can hear as good as a North American barn owl. Mr. Scary stared at her a real long time. No, May. No, I'm sorry, he said finally, but the nurse did not tell you that. You do not hear as well as a North American barn owl. May squirmed in her chair just a little bit. Squirming is what happens when you are fibbing. At least, that always has been my experience. After a minute, May put her head down on her desk and she covered up with her sweater. Mr. Scary bent down next to me. As for you, Miss Jones, this is the absolute last time I ever want to talk to you about name calling, he said. I don't want to hear you say dumb bunny or think dumb bunny or sing dumb bunny or hum dumb bunny or write dumb bunny. Do you understand? I tapped my fingers on my desk. But then what am I supposed to do when May is mean to me? I asked him. I have to call her something, or else she won't even know that I'm mad. I thought for a second, and then I clapped my hands together. Hey, I know. Maybe I could just think the dumb part in my head and call her just plain Bunny, I said, 'cause just plain Bunny would be okay with you. May popped up from under her sweater. No, 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 she groused. Just plain Bunny isn't nice either. My friend named Sheldon stood up. Bunny isn't nice? How come Bunny isn't nice? He asked. I have an Aunt Bunny, and she's very, very nice. Sheldon looked at Mr. Scary. My Aunt Bunny is married to my Uncle Vern, he said. Aunt Bunny has a lot of... Mr. Scary quick held up his hand. Yes, Sheldon, we know. You've told us many interesting stories about your Aunt Bunny. But right now, we do not need to hear any more about your Aunt Bunny's tattoos. Please sit down, said Mr. Scary. Across the room, Lucille sprang right up. Well, I love bunnies, she said. And so this subject is perfect timing for me because I am having a big party at my giant house on Saturday, and all of you are invited to come. She bounced up and down real excited. And guess what else? A very famous bunny is going to be there to meet you. Guess who it is, everyone? Guess the bunny. Guess, she said. Room 1 thought real hard. Then we all started to guess at once. Bugs Bunny, Buster Bunny, the Bionic Bunny, Thumper, we guessed. Lucille rolled her eyes. No, she said. My bunny is way more famous than those dumb cartoon guys. We guessed some more. The Trix Rabbit, the Velveteen Rabbit, Peter Rabbit, we asked. Lucille stomped her foot. No, she said again. What's wrong with you people? It's the Easter Bunny. Haven't you ever heard of the Easter Bunny? She reached into her desk and pulled out some fancy envelopes. Then she waved them around real angry. Do you see these invitations? Huh? Do you? She asked. These are invitations to an Easter egg hunt at my rich, expensive house. And I was going to pass them out at lunch. But if you dumb clucks never even heard of the Easter Bunny, just never mind the whole thing. After that, she did a big huffy and she flounced back in her chair. Mr. Scary hurried over there, and then he quick got her up And he took her by the hand and he walked her into the hall. They were gone a really long time. When they finally came back, Lucille said the words, "Sorry for calling us dumb clucks." That is some kind of insult, apparently. Then she took the envelopes out of her desk again, and she gave each and every one of us an invitation. And yippee, yippee, hooray, hooray! Room 1 is going to a party.